Hey guys, Premier League Match Day 9 predictions. In this video, I am going to give you guys my analysis of Premier League Match Day 9. In this video, I am going to give you guys my possible predictions for all the 10 games that are going to be taking place on Premier League Match Day 9. In this same video, I'm going to start by showing you guys how the Premier League table is looking like ahead of Premier League Match Day. Now, let us jump into the video. Before getting into the video, if this is the first time you are coming across my YouTube channel, I would appreciate if you can hit the thumb up to the video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and tell me what you think about the Premier League fixtures of Match Day 9. Let us jump into the detail. Let us start by first of all checking on how the Premier League table is already looking like ahead of Match Day 9. When you take a look at the Premier League table, Arsenal, the Premier League favorite, the favorite to win the Premier League title this season, is seated at the top of the table with 19 points, with 4 points ahead of Liverpool, the current Premier League champions, and 3 points ahead of Manchester City. And when you take a look at the second spot, Manchester City occupying the second spot with 16 points, followed by Liverpool 15 points, Burnham 15 points, Chelsea 14 points, Tottenham 14 points, Sunderland 14 points, Crystal Palace 13 points. Man United, of all people, Man United is now moving top to the La Liga, to the Premier League table, 13 points. Brighton with 12 points, Aston Villa 12 points, Everton 11 points, Brentford 10 points, Newcastle 9 points, Fulham 8 points, and then Leeds United 8 points, Burnley 7 points. When you get to the relegation zone, Nottingham Forest with 5 points, West Ham 4 points, and Wolverhampton 2 points. When you take a look at this Nottingham Forest, they actually changed their head coach and they finally won a game in the Europa League against FC Porto, 2-0. Now, let us jump on all the fixtures that are going to be taking place this weekend. On Saturday, we are going to be watching the game, right? Sorry, it is actually on Friday. Now, let us jump into the Premier League fixtures of Match Day 9. When you take a look at the fixtures, the first game is going to be that of Leeds United versus West Ham, which is a game not to miss. Like I said, when you take a look at the Premier League table, Leeds United and West Ham are already at the relegation. In fact, West Ham is seated at the relegation zone, right? West Ham is seated at the relegation zone. Then Leeds United is just one step away from the relegation zone. Now, Chelsea versus Sunderland. This game is going to be a fight for the 3 points. Remember, Chelsea is gradually getting their best, right? Because when you take a look at all the recent games of Chelsea, right, you notice that Chelsea is gradually getting to their best form. They won Liverpool. They won a game against Liverpool. That is just to tell you they are ready for everything. They won a game against Nottingham Forest with character. They won even their UEFA Champions League game against Ajax. That is just to tell you Enzo Maresca is building something in this team. And I just pray Chelsea is not going to pick up a red card in this game, because this Sunderland is a team that likes to benefit from mistakes. I've watched Sunderland games this season, and these boys don't joke when it comes to mistakes from their opponents. So Chelsea should pray that they should not collect a red card in this game. You know, Chelsea is the latest red card FC. The boys are collecting red cards every game. If it is not a player, the coach will decide and take a red card. I don't know the contract they have signed, but if the players don't pick a red card, then Enzo Maresca will purposely decide to pick a red card just to maintain that red card FC name. So this game is going to be an important one for Chelsea. Remember, Chelsea is now driving to the top of the Premier League. Newcastle versus Fulham. I will not miss this game, right? I will not miss this game. The game will be played at the same time between Chelsea and Sunderland, but I would like to watch this game between Newcastle and Fulham. Why? Because when you take a look at the way this guy started the season, man, like, you'll be surprised, right? Newcastle played against Arsenal. I'm going to use Arsenal for these two guys. Newcastle played against Arsenal. Arsenal won them 2-1, right? And Newcastle is one of the teams, apart from Liverpool and Man City, to score Arsenal a goal this season. And that game was actually a fight for the 3 points. It was somehow balanced. This Fulham played against Arsenal this weekend, and Arsenal won Fulham. So this game is going to be a tough one for Fulham, another tough one for Arsenal. And Newcastle suffered a defeat inside the week in the UEFA Champions League. That is just to tell you the game is going to be a tough one. The game is really going to be a tough one. And when you take a look at Manchester United versus Brighton, when was the last time Man United won a game, 2 Premier League games back to back? When was the last time Man United won 2 Premier League games back to back? It was before they signed Ruben Amorim. And now, when you take a look at the recent Premier League games, they won a game against Sunderland before the international break, and after the international break, they won Liverpool 2-1. So, Manchester United finally won 2 Premier League games back to back. Do you think it is going to be Brighton to stop Man United? The reality is this: never you underestimate a football team. There is nothing on earth that is more unpredictable than football. Had it been someone told you the way Man United played against Arsenal that they were going to share points with Fulham, had it been someone told you that Brentford were going to defeat Manchester United? So this game is going to be a tough one, a tough fight for Man United and a tough fight for Brighton. But at the end of the day, the 3 points is the most important thing, right? I don't know if Man United is going to grab all the 3 points, but it is going to be very, very important for Man United to grab the 3 points. There is the game of Brentford versus Liverpool. Liverpool finally won a game after 4 games without a victory. They finally won a game in the UEFA Champions League against Frankfurt. So this game is a game not to miss, and it is a game where the guys have to win the game easily, right? So one message I would like to send to Arne Slot: Arne Slot needs to start his best players. I like what I saw against Frankfurt, right? Now my problem with Arne Slot is that he is having difficulties making decisions. I'll keep on saying this till I'll see Arne Slot making the right decisions. Arne Slot is having a lot of difficulties when it comes to decision making, right? So I think he's not going to do the same thing in this game. I just pray that he's going to do something good in this game. I think Mohamed Salah starting from the bench is going to be good, and I expect to see Hugo Ekitike as a main striker in this game. I don't even need to see Alexander Isak starting this game. So Alexander Isak starting the game from the bench is good. When you take a look at the Premier League table, Liverpool is already 4 points behind Arsenal. That is just to tell you, even if they win this game, Arsenal suffer a defeat, Arsenal is still going to be top ahead of Liverpool. So they have to first of all win this game against Brentford. Now Arsenal versus Crystal Palace. One thing I like about this game is going to be played on Sunday, the first game on Sunday. One thing I like about this game is that the game is going to be very, very interesting. Arsenal is the best team in Europe, like in the world right now. Arsenal is the best football team in the world right now, without any doubt, because when you take a look at the way they are playing, right, Arsenal is not really a defensive team. Like, let me say it, Michael Arteta is not a defensive coach, but Arsenal is defending more than how they are attacking. So I can say Arsenal is a defensive team. And when you take a look at all the recent games, Arsenal don't collect shots on target or talk less of goals. These boys are good. Take a look at the UEFA Champions League they played against Atletico de Madrid inside a week. The boys scored Atletico de Madrid 4 goals in less than 30 minutes. So this game is going to be a tough one for Arsenal. And when you take a look at Crystal Palace suffered a defeat inside a week in the Europa League, which is going to be a tough one. It is really going to be a tough one for Crystal. I think the Conference League, it is going to be a tough one for Crystal Palace in this game. If I'm being honest, the game is really going to be tough. But I think at the end of the day, something going to happen in this game. And Michael Arteta, I like what I'm beginning to see, right? He's beginning to consider every game at the same. Every game is important for him. Remember, this season is a season where Arsenal fans have been waiting for, and they have to win this game against Crystal Palace. Every game is a game to count. And Arsenal playing this game will first of all think of the results of Saturday. This game is on Sunday. Liverpool is playing on Saturday. And if Liverpool win that game, Arsenal will come into this game with everything to win. Aston Villa versus Man City. If I'm being honest with you, the way Aston Villa played against Tottenham last weekend, they won their game against Tottenham, right? 2-1. I was actually happy seeing Unai Emery play the way they played against Tottenham. But inside the week in the Europa League, Aston Villa suffered a defeat. Aston Villa suffered a defeat in the Europa League with a penalty missed. So 2-1 again. They won a game 2-1 in the Premier League, and inside the week they suffered a defeat 2-1. But I think this game against Man City, right, seeing the way Aston Villa is returning back, is going to be a good fight between Unai Emery and Pep Guardiola. And when you take a look at this Manchester City team, if I'm being honest with you, these boys are good though. Manchester City is back for the title race. So if you think Manchester City is not in the title race, you must be joking. Rush and go to the hospital and check your mental health, because when you take a look at the way Manchester City have been playing recently, the boys are playing, they're scoring goals for fun. They have not suffered any defeat since Donnarumma came in. They have won how many games? They played 2 UEFA Champions League games. 1-2. 3, they played 3 and 1-2. Shared points 1 against AS Monaco. That is just to tell you. They played against Napoli 1. Played against AS Monaco, shared points. Played against Villarreal 2-0. And a player to watch in this game, Erling Haaland, is a player to watch in this game. Bournemouth versus Nottingham Forest. Bournemouth is having 15 points, just behind Liverpool with 15 points also. 1 point behind Man City. And how many points? 4 points behind Arsenal. That is just to tell you. That is just to tell you this game is going to be a tough one between Bournemouth and Nottingham Forest. And Nottingham Forest have won just one Premier League game this season. They have shared points in one. They have suffered how many defeats? 6 defeats. 6 defeats for Nottingham Forest. And they finally won a game inside the week against FC Porto in the Europa League, which is just to tell you how important this game is going to be for them. This is going to be the first Premier League game of the new coach, and he must win this game. Remember, Ange Postecoglou was fired because he could not deliver points. He could not deliver success to this club. So it is going to be a tough one. Now, Wolverhampton versus Burnley is going to be another important game because these two clubs already, when you take a look at the relegation zone, Wolverhampton is seated at the bottom of the table. 0 victory this season. They have played 8 games. They have won 0 and they shared points in 2 with 6 defeats, right? And Burnley is occupying the 16th spot and they have won 2 games, shared points in 1, and they have suffered 5 defeats. That's just to tell you how difficult the game is going to look like. Everton versus Tottenham. One thing I like about this game is that it is going to be very, very interesting. When you take a look at the table, Everton is occupying the 12th spot with 11 points, meaning Everton won 3 games, shared points in 2 games, and suffered 3 defeats. And when you take a look at Tottenham occupying the 6th spot with 14 points, meaning Tottenham won 4 games, shared points in 2 games, and suffered 3 defeats. That is just to tell you how difficult this game is going to look like. And with the recent form of Everton, if I'm being honest with you, I saw the way they played against Manchester City last weekend. I was actually impressed. Tottenham suffered a defeat last weekend to Aston Villa of Unai Emery, 2-1. Everton also suffered a defeat to Man City, and all of these guys are coming back from defeat. So it is going to be a tough one. It is going to be a tough game for these two clubs. And Tottenham also played a UEFA Champions League game inside the week, so it is normally going to be a game where they have to fight for those points. At this point in time, right, 30 more Premier League games are left, and everything is still possible, right? Everything is still possible. The table is still open, and winning games is what is important at this stage. So Tottenham will come into this game with a mentality of winning. Now, what are my predictions for these 10 Premier League games that are going to be taking place this week? I'm going to start with the first game. Leeds United versus West Ham. Leeds United has just how many points? 7 points, right? And there is West Ham sitting at the bottom of the table. They're already on the relegation zone, which is already a tough game for them. But I think at the end of the day, right, if I'm being honest with you, there is going to be over 1.5 goals in this game. Over 1.5 goals in this game. Now, on Saturday, Chelsea versus Sunderland. I'm not just going to say Chelsea is going to win this game because they are Chelsea. But with the recent form of Chelsea, let me just remove that name. With the recent form of this team, Red Card FC, they are looking better than Sunderland. They won Liverpool. They won Ajax. They won Nottingham Forest. That is just to tell you the guys are gradually returning. Even without their best player, Cole Palmer, they are still winning games. So I think this game is going to be in favor of Liverpool. And if I'm to predict this game, Chelsea. If I'm to predict this game, I'll give Chelsea a straight win. They're playing at home at Stamford Bridge. They're playing this game at home in front of their fans. So I think with the home advantage, they're going to grab a win in this game. Newcastle versus Fulham. I watched the way Newcastle played against Brighton, right? I was not actually impressed because Brighton won them. Brighton won that game. And if you ask me if Newcastle had a very good game that day, I'm going to tell you, no, that was not the best version of Newcastle. But if they step up in this game against Fulham, I'm going to give them a straight win. But from the way things are looking like, I'm going to double chance Newcastle in this game. So I'm giving Newcastle a double chance. Manchester United versus Brighton. Now, someone is going to tell me Manchester United is going to win this game because they won Sunderland, they won Liverpool. If I'm being honest with you, Manchester United have surprised me a lot since let me just say since 2024, right? Since last year. And in this game, Manchester United win games that you don't even expect them to win. Manchester United play well in games where you don't even expect them to play well. So I think in this game, both teams are going to score. Yes, Manchester United to score, Brighton also going to score. Brentford versus Liverpool is going to be the final game of Saturday, with the way Liverpool played against Frankfurt, and also considering the fact that Arne Slot is beginning to make important decisions. I'll give Liverpool a straight win in this game against Brentford. Now on Sunday, Arsenal versus Crystal Palace. Now, this is going to be a game between two solid teams defensively, very very good. I think Crystal Palace and Arsenal are the two teams that have conceded the least goals in the Premier League this season. But at the end of the day, I will still give Arsenal a straight win in this game. They play at the Emirates Stadium with their fans behind them, so there is a home advantage. Everything in favor of Arsenal. Now, Aston Villa versus Man City. If I'm being honest, man, it is not just all about the name. I'll give Man City a straight win in this game. The way these guys have been playing, I'm really impressed. I'm happy for Man City. So I think Man City is going to win this game. I'm giving them a straight win. Bournemouth versus Nottingham Forest. Can I predict this game? I will say both teams to score. Yes. Antoine Semedo, that Ghanaian guy for Bournemouth, he's good. That guy is good. If I don't give these guys to also score in this game, like, I'll just give both teams to score. I'm not going to say Bournemouth will win. I'm not going to say Nottingham Forest will win. Both teams to score in this game. So Wolverhampton versus Burnley. When you take a look at the Premier League table, man, Wolverhampton have how many points? 2 points. They have not won a single game this season. Burnley has how many points? 7 points. They have won 2 games. Are they going to win this game? It is going to be a tough one. I'll also give both teams to score in this game. But if I was to double chance someone, I'll double chance Burnley. Everton versus Tottenham. If you are doubting me, this game is going to look like the most difficult game of Premier League Matchday 9. If you are doubting me, go and take a look at the recent game. This game is going to be tough, but at the end of the day, I'll give under 4.5 goals in this game. I'll give under 4.5 goals in this game. Guys, I would like to end the video here. Before ending the video, I first of all like to appreciate if you could watch the video right up to this level. Kindly hit the thumb up to the video if you do not like the video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am currently on my way to 1,000 subscribers, and with your support, I'm going to get better than this man. So I will appreciate if you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, and most importantly, tell me what you think about the video. You tell me what you think about Premier League Matchday 9 fixtures. You give me your predictions if you have time enough, right? So if you have enough time, just give me your predictions. And also, if there was a point in the video where I made a mistake, I am open for corrections. It is from those corrections that will get myself better. I am just an upcoming football content creator, and with your support, I'm going to get better. And also, make sure you share the video. Thank you.